Hello. Okay. Suddenly had things happen as right after I hit broadcast. So I'm still trying to get set up. But just the final things. Alright. So hello, welcome to stream. Very specific. What are we doing? Stuff and things, I guess. I don't know. I'm gonna work on this Cthulhu commission piece because I really want to get it done as soon as possible because the person's waiting an extra month because of Inca Day of May. So yeah, really want to get this done, and I really want to try out some ideas and stuff. So that's kind of the plan for tonight, and maybe work on the fee piece, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do that tonight. I've been feeling very disassociated today. Like, disturbingly disassociated. Just not able to focus or pay attention to anything or feel like I'm here. So, you know, fun stuff. But, yeah, we're going to see what we can do. See, gotta work on scenes for a mini episode for a character's backstory. That's cool. Alright, so I should actually work on the boat. I'm not getting paid, so is it really a job? Technically, no. But you are doing work, so it's at least that. At the very least, you get some experience. Would be better if you were getting paid, but at least there's some kind of experience coming from it. Yeah, the pilot for the show comes out on the 14th. Ooh, exciting. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Thinking of going with warmer, bit desaturated colors for the boat to make it stand out more, contrast more with Cthulhu here. I'm glowing now. Ooh. It's that delicious radioactivity. gotta do stuff, so wait your butt till 7 CT. Till maybe 7 CT. What time would that be? Well, that's not it. That's not helping at all. Eight? Okay. Well, we shall see how things go. Like I said, I've been feeling very disassociated today, so I'm just hoping I can work on this for a decent amount of time. I guess I should probably look up what the color scheme of boots like this. That might be a good idea. Great idea, me. Thanks, me. You should really appreciate it more often. Yeah, but you need to do it actually more often. That's not the point. Well, what's the point of this conversation then? You just don't understand me. You never listen to me. Well, because you're an idiot. That's not the point. Let's see. 1920s boats, I guess. Bits. Oh, that's a good one to go off of. Okay. Maybe a little bit darker. Come on, get there. There we go. I've been watching a lot of videos on like how to make your streams better and grow and all this stuff, and either it's stuff where like I don't have the energy for that crap, or I don't have the money for that crap. I was like, great. This is gonna be good. Could be ultra successful. Okay. Need to fill in all these gaps. No tiny gaps, because I was an idiot when I drew this. Did all this lining. Should probably take the stabilizer off. Might be a good idea. Okay, maybe not so much on the desaturation, but I think the coloring does make it stand out compared to Big Man there. So we'll take that. Ooh. See, there it is. Come on. There we go. So I have a bunch of layers here, and concerns me that, okay, there's, so that, yeah, we can see that one. We definitely see those. That makes a difference. Obviously those make a difference. Stuff makes a difference. That's not letting work. Can't really see that. Okay. So the idea is I'm trying to do lots of layering of colors and stuff, because I'm trying to get this effect of like a very unnatural aura of the big guy. That's what I thought that was. Let's just go with normal. Go with that, and then do yellow. Let's see what this does. Probably do this underneath the line layer. Get down, come on, move, 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 move. There. Maybe we do. Do glow dodge. Partially wanting to get like a shininess to them. Shiny Cthulhu, I need it for my Pokedex. You scan him and it says Cthulhu, and then just starts crying blood and saying gibberish sounds. I found out today, and I'm not too thrilled about it, but Owl World 1.0 drops July 11th, which is exciting because it's going to have like massive updates and stuff. The thing that's kind of sucks about that is that they recommend, though it's not required, but they recommend that you start a new game with a new character because of all the updates and changes and stuff with mechanics and all that. And I'm like, are you serious? I already have, like, I don't even know how many hours of footage from the for the Pal World Challenge run that I'm doing. But that means that once I finish this first episode, I need to essentially wait for the full release. And then I need to essentially play it again, get back to where I was. Because I don't want to do a challenge playthrough series on an outdated version of the game. Also, we got a redeem for Shakespeare Insult. For those who don't know, on Twitch, there is a redeem where I have this book here of 3 sections where I get words that are ones basically used by Shakespeare, and they turn into an insult. I beseech thee, grant me thy best shot. So, I just basically flip through randomly and stop, and then I do that 3 times, and we get our insult. So, our first word, gleeking. Gleek is to have that spit come out of your tongue, I believe. Bait breeding. Fustularian. So gleeking, bait breeding, fustularian. I feel like fustularian would be a slur. Yeah, gleeking, bait breeding. Bait breeding. What even is that? It's an insult. That's the best kind of insult, when it confuses the shit out of the person. But yeah, I have no idea what fustularian is. Probably a word for like a whiny bitch or something. That's what I would imagine. Yeah, except the E in fustularian is an I. That's the only difference. Yes, please look it up. I'm very curious. According to Google, gleeking, this means mocking, jeering, or making fun of someone. Bait breeding, this refers to someone who stirs up strife, causes arguments, or sets traps for others. Fustularian is a fantastic historical insult for a smelly, worthless, or low-class scoundrel. Ergo, when used together, you are calling someone a smelly, worthless scoundrel who mocks people and causes trouble. Okay, then. That's interesting. Get thee to a nunnery, you gleeking bait-breeding fustelarian. Oh, that's funny. That took way less time than expected. What'd you do? They're putting Persona 6 on Xbox instead of PlayStation. Oh no! I've never played a Persona game. Took apart a bunk bed, then cleaned it. Now it's on Facebook Marketplace. Ooh. I was wrong, it's on PS5, but I guess they got to deal with Microsoft because it's going to be on Game Pass. Kind of feels like most anything, if it's not an exclusive, is going to be on Game Pass. me share the new setup. I'm guessing of your room?
I'm gonna have to do this quick because Nitro will be annoying. So we have the laptop here, stuff, of course. We have nice mouse here, cord management, headphones. It's a standing desk.
Ooh, you got one of those standing desks.
Some clock. And
I want one of those.
Microphone, and then my favorite part. This. It's got a little thing for shortcuts and zooming, zoom out, etc., etc. It has this nice XP pen thing, and of course, you gotta get the stylus with it. Comes in and out. We have cords. We have this one for the XP pen thing, and this one's for the monitor itself. And down here is something needs a bit of work, but okay.
That's pretty cool. I could barely hear you over my music anyway, so... How I sound like a child? Well, I'm still a minor, but I'm not a child. I mean, you'll grow out of it. And you have a mic, so you're going to be doing stuff with voice, so you might want to get used to hearing your voice without it being from your own mouth straight to your ears. Took me forever to get used to that. I still don't like the way that my voice sounds. I feel like I sound really nasally, and I hate it. That's why I try to talk with more of a relaxed throat, because it does lower my register a bit. Oh my god. That didn't go as far as I was wanting it to. Multiple people have said my voice is fine, so when talking to someone directly, I feel fine about it, but when hearing it and recording, I'm not ready. That's definitely going to take a while, but yeah, you're just going to have to listen to yourself on recordings a lot in order to actually get used to it. Yeah, I'm probably going to start posting videos with my voice soon. Cool. I'm excited. Let's see if I'm going to have an easier time with this brush. Kind of liking this effect that it's given me with this color on overlay. Burb. Okay. Take your time, just be quick. Also, if everybody could just let people know that what I'm doing here, that would be greatly appreciated. Kind of get this sickliness from this coloring. I don't think it's going to work too well exactly like this, but I feel like it has a lot of potential for something. I just need to figure out how to go about it. I imagine if he were to ever blush, it is actually just blood smeared in a way that makes it look like she's blushing. Probably. Let's see what will happen if I do this. New layer. Nope, wait, go back. Oh yeah, I got my pronouns card complete. But I'm gonna still go over it. I have no idea what that is. Other than a card that says us we sna, usa. Those are my pronouns. Usa. I just need to remind myself usa. That'd be funny. This is what I wanted. I did a cool effect on the fog. That's for sure. It's a website that allows you to put things like pronouns, sexuality, honorifics, etc., and it makes them into cards. Okay. What is this fog? That's the fog. Why did they change the color of the fog up here? That don't make no sense. Oh well, that still looks pretty cool. Let's see what we can do with it. I think I got the idea. I've seen stuff similar to that. I just didn't know that's what it was called. And it's done. Yay! Well, I was just saying that I've seen stuff that's like that pronoun card. I just didn't know that's what it was called. Come on. There we go. This statement is false, followed by a lot of words. Also, the answer is 40 to life is 42. Yep, makes sense to me.
This statement is false. If it is true, it is false. If it is false, it is true. This logical loop applies to all formal, consistent systems, forever proving that no single framework can completely explain its own ultimate truth. Therefore, the absolute limits of any closed system of knowledge are defined strictly by its inability to self-verify. Incompleteness is the only true constant. Also, the answer of life is 42 if I Kaiko 1001 000, 01100 0110100, 0110000, 0110000, 0110101, 011000101 binary CD.
Makes sense, makes sense. Yeah, you just need to remember to make sure that's a Necrolux redeem, otherwise he's not going to read it. He's a busy boy. Where is it? There it is. Hmm. And just seeing how well this works. Actually kind of worked out better than I was expecting. It's not perfect, but it's better than I expected. Wait, no, hold on. Not there. Not there yet. Give it a little bit more shapeliness there. I might want to make sure I'm not erasing. Come on. Whoop, no wonder it wasn't doing what I wanted. I'm on the wrong layer. I'm gonna look up a picture of the moon. Just get an idea of where I should put a few things. What's everybody got planned for the week? Anything special? I know I don't. Is that bad? Okay. Yeah, pretty much do the same thing I just did. Oop. There we go. And then this here. Hey, Inky. Well, Stitch. Oh, there she is. She is laying at my feet right now because she cannot lay in front of my TV. So she is now at my feet. Mike is glitchy. Why is Mike glitchy? Why is Mike glitchy? Why are you glitching? Is it still glitching? Okay. That was weird. Alright. So yeah, Stitches is laying at my feet right now. I'm not sure where Hershey is. Hershey! Hershey! Yeah, I realize I haven't seen him for a few hours, so I'll be right back. Fine. Just laying on one of the cat trees. A lot of times he comes to me when I call his name, so that's why I got a little concerned. Because I was not having a good time around this time last year when it came to my cats, so get a little paranoid. Why was I doing? It's 2 hours of stream. How unfortunate. I know. How dare you? Grief will make you feel like it's on duty, or so I've heard. I don't even understand what that means. Like on one point of time, you start to feel what you felt last year or something. I just get paranoid because I have a very long history of terrible things happening to me. And Hershey is really skinny, and I don't like that. So I started mixing in kitten food with the regular food to put some weight on him. But he doesn't act like he's sick or weak or anything. He's just 12 years old. But I told him he can't die until he's 24. He's gotta outlive Patches. Can't go down like a bitch. No, he's not. He's not Unk. He's baby. He's a baby. Yeah, he does need to outlive me. With how my health has been, he might be able to. Is that one guy? It is that one guy from the thing that does stuff. You're exactly right. Wow. I know, it's crazy. How was you? Cats are adorable. I don't know why people hate them. I don't either. For dogs, their only a problem is being untrained. Yeah, pretty much. Dogs are great too. I love dogs. I love cats, dogs, birds. Those are the main ones that I love. I do like snakes. I think snakes are can be really cute. Those are really the only animals that I would want to have as pets. I don't want to have fish because I don't want to tend the TV. I think I no longer have brain cells. Well, you did come to this stream, so that was your first mistake. And your first sign that that's what happened. You're talented? Thank you. I have been doing this for a very long time. A very, very long time. Brian, come on. Work with me. Hello there. Hello! Watching Apothecary Diaries. Ooh, fun. Your art style kind of reminds me of comic art from the 2000s. That would make sense. I think I took a lot of inspirations from then, since that's when I was a teenager. I get to see one of my favorite bitch boys, Ginshi. Yeah. This is coming on super nicely, by the way. Thank you. I kind of feel the same way. Been just experimenting with a bunch of stuff, and it's been pretty cool. With it. I still want to do a bit like some kind of translucency on the skin. I just need to figure out how exactly I'm going to do that. I have some ideas, but I don't know how well they're going to work out. If you showed me your art, I would have thought it was from an official company from a decade or two ago. I feel like you're calling me old. You know what? You know what it looks like you do? Old shit. Oh. Oh. Okay. Hello, aged one. There's a reason why I feel a connection to Cthulhu. We're about the same age. I look at this and my brain goes squib. Ugh. I didn't know you were a millennium man. Yeah, I even have the bird for it. forgot Cthulhu was green. I don't think he has like an actual color, base color. He just turned out to be green here. Because a lot of times he's depicted as being some kind of greenish, but I'm going to do something... The translucency that I want to do is going to be multicolored. But yeah, I think I'm going to keep the base being green. Momo saw how... Yeah. Justin saw how Momo acts and was like, ah, yes, she is autistic as fuck. Yeah, absolutely. Also, Genshi in the dub has the same actor as Gojo. It was inevitable that I would like him. Yeah, you were screwed from the get-go. You did not have a chance. Yeah, I didn't think that would do anything. Okay, yeah, I like that a lot better. I want his wings to be more like gateways to galaxies and stuff. And I think that makes it look more like that. Yeah. I like the way that looks a lot better. Yeah. Okay. His eyes remind me of the void. That would make sense. It's probably where you came from. His eyes. You just didn't realize it at the time. What? Don't think about it too hard. The brain cell's not back yet. Okay, I want to work on the boat so at least it looks like it's part of the picture. Exam week is tomorrow. I'm so screwed. Well, get a screwdriver and get unscrewed. Problem solved. Next question. I hope if I actually was using the tool that I wanted to use. Do you enjoy when people talk about themselves in conversation or ask you questions? The narcissist in me wants you to ask questions, but the person who just wants activity happening in the chat and all that, and kind of getting that double body feeling, wants you to talk about yourself. I'm glad I could help with that. I always do enjoy people asking questions, so never feel bad about asking me a bunch of questions. Okay, if you were a type of art medium, what would it be, traditional or digital? I'd actually say I'd be traditional, and specifically I would be charcoal drawings, because I am a mess, and I get everywhere. I'm like sand. Are you charcoal because you're hard to clean up? I'm just a mess. Whether it's easy or difficult to clean me, that is up to the person who has to interact with me. And that is their problem. I'm just here for the snacks. And yes, you do bombard me with questions, and I like it, so I have no problem with it. I'm glad you're tolerating the weird stuff I say. The stuff you say doesn't even come onto a blip of any radar of any kind of weirdness that I have ever said. And you can ask Stardust of the weird ass shit that I've said. The stuff I say kind of sounds like a drunk person in writer's block trying to piece together words. I would disagree. Again, the trenches of which the weird I inhabit are like so thick with the bile of which the uncanny is, has made it to where I don't even register the at most awkward, slightly awkward things you say as being weird.
Got the yard all mowed, all cut, weed and everything. Tomorrow, can you trim the trees?
Sure.
That's the big tree out front. It got a few branches there. Real low to the ground, smacked me in the face.
Okay.
Alright.
Why is my phone yelling at me? Something on Blue Sky. Okay, I want to desaturate this bit. Yeah. It was too vibrant. Do you dream in first, second, or third person, and what accessories do you wear in them? Yes. That is the most accurate way I can answer that. Did you mix religion and war together because you were indecisive? No, I mixed it due to past experience, historical reference, and the fact that the two go hand in hand. What do you feel about people telling you to avoid tropes like the plague? See, for me, the it depends on the... So, like, the blanket thing of, like, people just telling everybody that is kind of like a double-bladed sword. Or double-edged sword, rather. Because on one hand, there are a lot of people who don't have the understanding or the curiosity or the thinking outside the box capability to take a trope and make it interesting. And so, therefore, they would use tropes as crutches just to get the story along. For me, I like to treat things like tropes and stuff like that as puzzles to tell an interesting story in a recycled, refreshing way. So it's more of, can you tell a trope in a way that's interesting? If you are just going to use a trope because you can't think of anything else, probably either take a step back from what you're doing and figure things out. Accept the fact that you're going to be writing lower quality stuff, which does not mean that it won't be popular or anything like that. It's just that it won't be stuff like things that great writers in the past have done, where it was like somewhat unique takes on things and made it stand the test of time. And if you don't care about that, go ahead. There's a reason why there's a book industry that just shoves out slop. I have loads of books that prove that. In the book business that I helped run with my dad. But yeah. Some people should be able to use tropes because it can be fun when it comes to telling the story in a unique way, if you can figure it out. But if you're just trying to get stuff out, that's how you get stuff out. There is a series called the Destroyer series, the sci-fi series that's... I think it started in the late 70s, and it might still be going. But I asked my dad about it, because there are dozens and dozens and dozens of books in that series. I asked my dad about it, asking if it was like one of those things where a bunch of different authors were writing in the series. And he said, sort of. I mean, it's actually not that many different authors that write that series. But if you find a formula, you can crank out books like crazy. And if you're just doing it for a job, that it would make sense to do that. Doing it for a paycheck over a passion. Which, like, I can sort of understand, but I can't understand at the same time. But probably because I treat storytelling as a holy thing. A precious commodity that you should not take for granted. As a reader, books that overuse tropes will not be remembered, or something I'll read over and over again. Yeah, but someone will. I don't know if I even managed to avoid most tropes in my writing so far, or if I managed to tell tropes in interesting ways. The way I treat my storytelling is that um I try to treat it as I try to treat it more like because it's very character focused, and I try to treat it more like along the lines of a psychological basis. Like, how would a character who's like this act or react to certain situations and stuff like that? And how would that affect them going forward? It's like one of the ways that I think about it. This piece is nowhere close to being done, by the way. Nope, that's not what I want. But yeah, some tropes are popular for a reason. What's the longest book you have ever attempted to read? That would be a Warhammer 40k trilogy, like omnibus, called The Soul Drinkers. It was about a certain chapter in Warhammer that essentially they got tricked by a not by one of the chaos gods, but by a like super powerful chaos demon, and they ended up turning into essentially Chaos Marines. And so like the first book was about them going through all the stuff with like turning into Chaos Marines, not realizing that was what was happening, and finding out that they were tricked. Pretty sure the second book was about them finding the Chaos Demon that did this to them and killing it. But they're still permanently stuck the way they were. And then the third one was actually about them finding one of their one of their brothers who was like extremely dangerous to be out on the loose, and they like lost contact with them close to the end of the second book. But yeah, I only read that once. It took me over a month to read it. And I was sitting there reading for at least an hour a day. It takes forever to read when you're dyslexic. Oh, okay. Oh, right. I want to experiment by doing this. That's not the color I wanted. Okay. And then select this, invert, go back up here. That kind of looks cool. Actually, no, what I should do. Nope, that's not it. Oh, not much, just trying to figure out some things. And Inky is asking me a plethora of questions. Oh, just get off my back! Oh! Oh! I kind of like the look of that. Art of Distraction, the Socrates method. Oh, I think we figured out something here. Do you consider yourself a prolific reader? No. Not even close. I barely read. I'm almost illiterate. Okay, good. I want to try something. Get back up there. They say to become better is to study other people. Who are your inspirations for writing? I don't have any. I essentially take inspiration from the process of from creativity itself, essentially, in a way. Like I said, I've not done much. I don't read much, like books and stuff. I've always struggled with reading, and since I came from a household that does not really believe in any kind of mental struggles that are not blatant, then I never got any kind of treatment for anything that I have. And that has led to things like I didn't learn how to read until I was like 10. Like I could read a word, but I couldn't read a sentence. So it wasn't like I could read one word at a time. Like if it was in a sentence, I couldn't read it. And it's still kind of a issue when it comes to like mental stuff in the family, because like my sister a few years ago was diagnosed with being bipolar, and my mom still doesn't believe that it's real. Yeah, I can read now. It's very difficult, and it's very much exhausting, and it takes forever for me to actually get through anything. That's why I try to read via audiobooks. I want to try something. So we're going to do this gradient again. It's gay! Does your mom think the diagnosis was just for funsies? No, she just thinks that mental health is not a real thing. Unless it's affecting her. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this. I actually know what the hell I'm doing. Okay. Filter, distort. Let's look at twirl first. That's not how I thought it would look. Okay, let's try something else. Cthulhu is seeing the rainbow. He had an entire semi-truck trailer filled with Skittles fall into his mouth. Yeah, that's not doing what I want. Even the water has colors. Yeah. That's how they turn the frickin' frogs gay. That is more of what I was wanting. He's glitching out. Okay, this color stuff's not working. Yeah, my nose. What is a game you would always recommend to people? Well, it definitely does depend on what genre that they are into. If it's a city builder, I would always recommend Timberborn. If it's a roguelite, Soulstone Survivors, or Disfigured. If it's a janky open world crafting survival game, POW World. Let me just look through. If you're wanting to play a sci-fi adventure, like open world, open universe type, No Man's Sky is definitely the thing to go with. If you want to play an online grind-a-thon type of game, Warframe is definitely good. If you want to slaughter all sorts of creatures and stuff, similar to Left 4 Dead, Left 4 Dead, but also Warhammer 40k Darktide or Warhammer Vermintide 2. Those are both very good. Tropico series is really good for a silly, zany city builder. Age of Empires 2 is probably the GOAT when it comes to RTS games. A lot of the Anno games are good, are fun city builders. Binding of Isaac series is really good for a roguelite. Like room by room type of game. I'm looking through my Steam list. Killing Floor 2 is pretty fun as another one of those like survival shooter, wave-based shooters, especially with multiplayer. Postal 2, if you want to play a really not non-PC politically correct, non-politically correct 2000s super janky but really funny open world shooter. If you want to play a more sci-fi oriented, like kind of post-apocalyptic sci-fi, Dark Souls, Bleak Faith Forsaken is really good, and the music's really good. I haven't even beaten that game yet. I need to beat that game. What else? Probably the best Star Wars RPG games to play are the Knights of the Old Republic games. I remember putting so many hours into those games. Just replaying them over and over and over and over and over. If you want to play a turn-based sci-fi one with lots of ways to mod it, XCOM 2 is really good. And that's essentially from games that are on my Steam library that I would highly recommend. I like Minecraft a lot. I just don't have it anymore. But I would definitely play it again if I could get it again. But I had it through the, what's it called? Game Pass. Can I do stuff with this? No, not really. Okay. I'm going to need to work on all this slimy looking stuff. Yeah, I put galaxies in the different parts of the wings. I just thought it would look cool. So I looked up images of galaxies and drew them in. That's why this one kind of looks different. Mm. This is definitely coming along. For a creature that barely has any descriptions, they sure have a solid image in people's heads. Well, in Call of Cthulhu, there's a little bit of descriptions of the statues that are supposed to depict them. There's, I think, one or two other short stories that give a lot more description of Cthulhu, but I wanted to base this drawing specifically on Call of Cthulhu, which is why this piece is called I Call. But yeah, the description in Call of Cthulhu is more of a gelatinous being with a squid head and dragon-like wings. Which is why I'm making him look more like just a mound of fleshiness with a squid head and dragon wings. And claws. Big meaty claws! But yeah. Oh, so I have been redoing the merch shop. There's now a wider variety of merchandise and stuff in the shop. Link is in the link tree, wherever links are on whatever platform you're on. I have like pens, like those button pens, like a bundle of those, shirts, coffee mugs, prints, stuff like that. I'm also now posting videos onto Rumble and Discord before I post them on YouTube, because YouTube is just being a jerk and constantly lying to me on when's a good time to post things, or just throttling my views. I don't know what's going on with that. It keeps telling me that I got 19 followers last month, but it won't update my follower list for that time period. So the last follower I got was in April. So I don't know what's going on with that either. It's like I just like to have information. Why are you lying to me? But yeah, been doing a lot of video editing. So the first episode of the Power World Challenge Run, it's either going to be this week or it's going to be next week is when I post it. And then I'm going to actually wait until after the 1.0 release before I do any more recordings of it. just because I'm gonna have to restart and get back to where I was. Or I can just not post the first episode and just wait and then put all that stuff together. But I want people to see the video that I've been working on. I might be able to like a Rumble exclusive or something. I don't know. Or maybe it'll be like I don't know, something exclusive. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I've been feeling extremely out of it today, and I'm very tired. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and end it here. Did make quite a bit of progress, so at least it wasn't a pointless endeavor. But yeah. So I'm gonna start doing streams on Discord. Either it being like actual stream setup or just hanging out in the Discord calls. So if you want to hang out with me some more, make sure you've joined the Discord. And link is in the link tree. And yeah. So blah 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 blah. With all that being said, I will see you guys next time.